If somebody from the 90s were to wake up in 2023, what do you think would surprise them the most?
The most obvious answer here, I think, is the cell phones, like an iPhone or
Cancel culture. I don't think people would be super surprised, especially with all of the shit they had to deal with in the 90s, all the sexual like harassment shit they had to deal with at work, like women and shit. To know that women ain't pitting up with that shit now, they'd be like, "What the fuck? I used to have to deal with somebody smacking my ass. Now you can get someone fired for thinking about looking at you. Like that's crazy.
Go back like 30 years prior to that. Like, go back to the 1960s and the shit that those women had to go through in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
never mind from the 90s.
On the ass, they getting thrown in the back.
I don't know. I feel like there's obviously been a lot of progress in that arena, but I don't think it's so much that it would shock people. They'd probably be like,
I think it would shock them. It's like a whole revolution. You know how like
be upset about it, you think?
It's kind of like women rights type of shit. Like how that whole movement. I feel like this is that type of movement type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel. And
so you think the Me Too movement would be the most surprising thing for somebody who fell asleep the last 33 years from the 1990s? What year in the 90s should we be going? I think the amount
of progress that it has shown. I think that's what would really get them. Because I'd be like, before you'd be like, I thought it would get here, but I didn't think it would really like how it's getting. Like, it's moving right now. And it's either you in the way or you getting out of the way. Because they're not taking no prisoners at all.
Mm.
That's just my opinion. Cancel culture. I think Donald Trump becoming president is I think some people might have thought it, but I don't think a lot of people thought Donald Trump was going to become president. That to me, I think that's a big one, even for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no, he definitely ran not expecting to win. He ran as a branding exercise and to like raise money for his shit. Thinking like, there's no way they're going to let an idiot like me in. And then the dog caught the ice cream truck.
But then I feel like that helped that whole saying, like, anybody could be president, bro. You could be president. You know what I mean? And I feel like Donald Trump basically was like, let me prove it.
I can be president.
That's and anybody, you know, I mean, what helped him, despite the fact that he's like a crazy career criminal, is that he still had a ton of money. So that's usually much easier if you have that when you're trying to become the president. But we digress. Cancel culture. Donald Trump. Maybe just Donald Trump. That would surprise somebody from the 90s if they woke up today and they were like, holy shit, you guys let the guy from Home Alone 2 become the president? What the fuck is the matter with you? Wasn't this bitch in a Pizza Hut commercial? What the fuck were you thinking?
And he was running the shit like a fucking cartoon villain. So, I mean, like, it was the most interesting shit in the world. I feel like, oh, man.
I mean, to be fair.
He can't even get those times. Bro, he made the pandemic so much interesting. Like, when they go back in history and read that shit down.
Was it interesting? Was it traumatic? I don't know. Interesting.
It was like, you can inject yourself with chlorine bleach. Like, what?
All you have to do is get a strong ray of light directly on your lungs and a cleaning of the lungs. Yeah.
I forgot you said that about the bleach.
I proposed this idea to somebody a couple of years ago. It should be like, I don't know, you can make a book out of it, but like ideally it's a desktop like calendar, one of those like, you know, pull it off every day, like the Far Side calendars used to be. And it's just like, yes, Trump really did this. And it's just like on this day, you know, whatever year ago, Donald Trump ordered 55 fucking Big Macs to the house, to the White House to like entertain the UCLA fucking sports team or whatever. Or he offered to buy Greenland on this day, or you know, whatever other dumb thing. I'm thinking of really poor ones right now, but he's got such a long list. If you dive into it, all the stupid when he fucking redrew the line for the hurricane map with a fucking black Sharpie, when he suggested the idea of nuking a hurricane to change its directory, change its direction, its trajectory rather. Like, this motherfucker's done and said some of the crazy shit in the world.
Yeah.
It's like exactly. Oh like, yeah. That's right. That really happened. Make that up.
I forgot about that.
Anyway, somebody should fucking make a book out of that. Yes, Trump really did this on this day. Blah blah blah. Trump really did this. But
it'll sell, bro. Because bro, most entertaining president. I always gonna give him that. When anybody asks me about him, most entertaining president we have ever had in our lifetime. Like,
the man can certainly talk shit. There's no doubt about that.
Then he wasn't gonna leave.
Until they were like, hey, the military will come in here and forcibly remove you. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna take the chopper out the back porch. So see you guys. And then just left.
And I'm gonna
The
take
chopper.
the Declaration of Independence with me real quick. Like, what? Why is he taking documents home for? Like,
Took a
he
fucking
got the
bust
copy
of
of the Bill of
Abraham
the
Lincoln.
Rights.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. So Trump is a good. Oh my God, I can't believe we just talked about him that much. What do you got, Cal?
I think air fryers would like shock people from the 90s. I don't really know why. Because you have to think about what people from the 90s would want too. You know what I mean? Like in the 90s, people were all about like weird little gadgets in the kitchen and stuff. I feel like people would be really into air fryers. And then VR virtual headsets that you can get for your phone. I mean, not for your phone, for your like Wii or whatever, a Wii or a PlayStation. You can just get VR virtual reality and be on like the metaverse or whatever the fuck that is. I
You
think
know
that
who's
would be
into that
like
shit?
crazy.
Carlton's into that shit. And I went to
Oh
his
yeah,
apartment
VR
not too
stuff.
long ago, and he like has a whole room dedicated to it where it's like the wires that connect to whatever, but then there's like sensors like strung up like atop the ceiling and
Can't
like
like
over
walk
here.
into shit.
Yeah, it's honestly like a crazy amount of space for it, I have to say. But he uses
Yeah.
it all the time and he like lives in it after work. So, you know, it is what it is for him.
you know what's
I don't
funny?
know anyone who has it for real.
He's into it.
Yeah.
Based on what you were saying, Kelly, I was thinking you said the air fryer,
Air
and I was like,
fryers.
I
Or like
think
an Instapot.
the concept of air fryer would be very interesting because even to me,
Yeah,
like
they'd be like,
thinking
what?
about it, I'm like, how the fuck does that even work? How do you make an
Isn't
air
it just
fryer?
like an oven? It's like a small portable little plastic oven. I don't really get
whatever it
it.
is, it makes your food taste crispy. What like, I fucks with it. I love my air fryer. I can't even eat fast food like after it's that got warm without it. If I don't have my air fryer, I'm not eating it. People like
Yeah,
throwing it
it's
in the
good for
microwave.
leftovers for
Why would the
sure.
fuck? Why would I eat it in the microwave? Like,
Yeah. You just said it though, microwave. That's what makes me think that a person from the 90s wouldn't be super shocked because we just had so many microwavable foods back in the day, right? And for them to just wake up 30 some odd years later, they'd be like, "Oh shit, you got a microwave that fries now? That's sick as hell."
I don't
That's
know.
it.
I think it's cool. What
No, of
about
course.
Spotify or anything with music?
Yeah.
Because
No,
in the
no.
90s, if it
YouTube.
wasn't on the radio, you were like fucked. You would have to go actually buy the cassette or buy the CD. Did they have CDs in the 90s? I don't
Oh
know.
my God, yes.
Actually,
yes,
yeah,
it's
they
the
did.
90s.
Okay,
Yeah, we had
Started
CD.
in the mid
I don't
80s, I
remember.
believe. Early to mid
So
80s.
you'd have to like go and buy the disc. Like now you can just put on whatever you want, whenever you want, like at any time. You can listen to anything, which I think is pretty cool.
Building off of that, YouTube. That was
Yeah,
my pick from the
YouTube.
get-go. Imagine if it's like 1993 and you're like, "Man, I missed the TV show that I wanted to watch yesterday. I wish I could rewatch it." And somehow it's on YouTube somewhere and you just have not even like just YouTube though, but coupled with like the insane internet speeds versus like
Yeah.
early 90s to today, people would probably shit their pants. Remember back in like the late 90s when it would take you an hour and a half to download like a 5 megabyte song? It was a long
Yeah.
ass time through dial-up, man. And now
And for
it's like in
TV,
seconds. Seconds.
you couldn't ever pause anything when it was on, it was on. Remember you would go get a snack and like you could hear it start from the other room. You'd have to like dash
Run.
over when run because
Got
you would
snacks.
miss
I'm
it and
running
then it was
with my
missed.
snack. I'm
Yeah,
eating
that
snacks
was
on the way.
it.
I'm running.
Yep.
Yep.
Jumping over the dog, the furniture. It's
Yeah.
on. Get back in here.
And then just never
Yeah.
mind, pretty much everything we said could just be rolled up into the general idea of a smartphone, and that would literally blow sowone's fucking
They would
brains out of their
be.
skull from amazement.
Yeah,
You're like, "You
shocked.
have what in this thing? How many songs? Any song you want." "What do you mean any song you want?" "How many videos?" "Any video you want. It's connected to the internet."
Yeah.
"Well, does the internet work on your phone? How?" "Oh, it's super fast. Yeah. Let me show you. You wanna watch a
Isn't
movie?
it heavy? No, it weighs nothing.
No,
No,
it's
they
literally
need to see the speed in which
smaller.
that happened.
You need to see
Lasts
this.
for hours.
It's smaller than the size of the calculator that you use at school. Like,
Because I think we're all in that age group where we literally seen brick phones, we've seen the Motorola Razors, we have seen like the first touch screens, we've seen all these phones, and just throughout this transition, it's like, damn, we right in that little gold mine right there with like,
Yeah.
that's kind of
yeah.
crazy,
Everybody had
man.
house phones. Well, I
And
still
when
remember my house phone
I,
number.
I don't know, I used to have a house phone, but
Yeah, she was crazy.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what I would
Oh
even use it
man.
for now. Like if I just heard
You
a
gotta get
random
off
phone
the
just start
internet.
ringing,
I'm
that's
supposed to get a
weird. That'd
call.
be weird to me.
All right. Donald
All right.
Trump, YouTube, Would you say
Social
Kelly?
media? I think
Spotify, but
It's an
also
social
air
air
fryer.
fryer.
I
Oh,
just
dude,
think that people would be shocked by air fryers.
honestly, I think social media it would be the weirdest thing to them. I feel like that wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't get it.
I feel like it wouldn't blow. Exactly, they wouldn't get it. They'd be like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
you share what?
What?
Pictures of yourself, your thoughts? Why? Why are you showing that
Who
to
is
people?"
that?
Yeah,
You know, when you show people a meme and they're like, "Who is that? Who are these people?" You know what I mean? Do you know him? Why is that funny? Never mind.
damn,
Yeah.
Kel, did you just
What?
have like the inner monologue of like geriatric age Kelly come out all at once? Because that's kind of what it sounded like.
Well, I was just thinking, like, do you ever have to show like a meme to someone that's like older than you and they just don't get it? And that's how they respond. They're like,
Are
"Who is that? Is that
you?
your friend?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"No."
that's how I respond to TikToks that you send me sometimes. Are you low key talking shit right now?
A little bit, but not about you in particular. If it applies to you, then it applies. You know.
No, it
but
obviously applies to
Well,
me. It always does.
We all
right?
just need to agree we're getting old. We're like maybe what 10
I'm
years
never
from
gonna be
being
old.
we're 10 years from being what is that? What's the new apps? What's
Dead?
this? I don't even have a what is it, a tread? I don't, nope,
What
I
are
don't
you
have
Red,
talking
you
one.
about?
didn't start a Threads account, Ray? What the hell, man? I started one. I started two like right away.
For real?